Hey, what's up everybody? Anton here from dropshiplifestyle.com. And if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming it's because you're looking to gain more freedom in your life. And specifically, you're looking how to get there sooner than later. So that is what I'm gonna cover in this video. If you haven't been paying attention for the past couple of weeks, I just released my new book called Dropship Secrets. It's available at dropshipsecrets.com. So I haven't been that active on YouTube, but we've been all over Instagram and Facebook doing daily live videos. And in those videos, I've been diving into different secrets, right? This book is full of them. This book is full of exactly what we do to build highly profitable semi-automated stores and how I've been doing that since way back in 2007. But what I wanted to do today in this video is take you through 10 secrets that I wish I would have known when I was first getting started on my path to entrepreneurship through e-commerce. When I was first looking to build a business that allowed me to have more freedom in my life, so I could take longer vacations, so I could work from home, so I could take a few days off and go to the other side of the world if I wanted to, right? So the things that I learned over the past decade plus are what have allowed me to do that. And every day I work on optimizing what it is we do in our businesses to allow more freedom. That's what, in my opinion, owning a business is all about. So that is what we will be covering in this video. I will be giving you 10 secrets from the book, Dropship Secrets. So let's get into today's episode of Dropship Weekly. All right, dropship secret number one is that you will make more money dropshipping high ticket products than you will with low ticket products. Now, listen, my company is called Dropship Lifestyle for a reason, right? We build these businesses so we can have more freedom and create what type of lifestyle we want. And if you want to be able to run a business that you can, as easily as possible, have other people help you run, or that can make you the most amount of money for the smallest amount of input, then you will make more money selling high ticket products than low ticket products. Typically, our average store order value is $1,000 or more. When I say high ticket, I'm talking $200 or more, but you do not want to be selling things for 10 bucks, right? You don't want to be selling, I'm looking around my desk, but you don't want to be selling notebooks for $15 and phone skins for 15, because what's going to happen, right? You're going to need so many sales in order to actually make good money. And if you get all those sales and you start making good money, then what's going to happen? You're going to have a ton of customers, and you're going to have a ton of emails and tracking numbers and returns and follow-ups, and the whole business becomes something that you need a small team to actually keep a handle on, right? And while I'm not saying you can't make money doing that, I'm saying if you want to build a business that will give you the biggest upside for the smallest amount of input, then dropship secret number one is you will make more money selling high ticket products than you will with low ticket products. Dropship secret number two is to not rush the niche selection process. If you do, your chances of success are just going to drop dramatically. Now, when I'm saying niche selection, I'm talking about the product category that you're going to be selling in. It's funny, with us, when we're building new stores, so much of the actual work happens before we make a new Shopify account and before we think about what our store name is going to be and before we have a logo made. The work is in the research. Okay, and the research is before you choose your niche. So what I like to do and what I recommend you do is brainstorm a list of 50 possible niches and then vet all of them and see, are they actually good for dropshipping? Some quick checks that we do. One is pricing. Like I mentioned in the first secret, we want the average price point to be $200 or higher, ideally higher. We also look at what demographic the niche appeals to. We're trying to sell to the upper middle class because it just is the easiest to do. And also we're looking for niches where customers have no brand loyalty. And again, we spend a lot of time doing research before we even think about making a new Shopify account. Our method of testing isn't picking a random product, making a store, running ads, and seeing what happens. Like, I would never do that. Do the research up front and then get the rewards later. Think of it this way, right? I always compare what we do to offline stores, like retail stores, because that's how you should think of this. But let's just say you wanted to open a retail retail store and you wanted to open a franchise, let's say a franchise restaurant, I highly doubt the way that you would test a niche or test a restaurant chain is by, signing a 5-year lease and a commercial space, having a McDonald's built out, seeing how it does for the first couple weeks or month, then thinking, no, McDonald's, it's not that good. Shut it down. Okay, let's open a Burger King. Okay, let's get some people in. Burger King's not great. Let's go Wendy's. Let's go Taco Bell. That's not how you test, right? Do your research up front when you're building a store, just as if you were building an actual retail store and putting in the time and money it takes to make one of those successful. Of course, it's cheaper and faster to do online with the dropship lifestyle system, but there's no reason to think that the way you test is by build, and then wait to see what happens. That's backwards. So speaking of offline stores, dropship secret number 3 is do not try to compete directly with offline retailers. So when you're doing your research and you're finding other online stores that sell the products you want to sell, you're going to see that some of them have showrooms and some of them have warehouses. And if they do, you should not consider them your future competitors, because if they sell the same type of thing you want to sell, but they have that physical store, they're most likely going to get different pricing tiers from the same brands that you would want to sell for. What that means is there's not going to be a balance. If the one company that you're competing with, again, has their showroom, then they have their website, they'll probably, again, have better pricing than you. So you don't want to look at their website to see what brands they're selling for. They are not one of your future competitors. You want to find the websites that do not have warehouses or showrooms. Those companies are your future competitors. Again, dropship secret number 3 is do not compete with offline retailers. Dropship secret number 4 is if you pick the right niche, you can have more repeat customers and have less returns. So again, research, right? What you want to do as you're looking into different niches and finding different brands that make the things you want to sell is you want to actually just Google those brand names. And what you're looking for is what have previous customers said about these brands. And I'm not talking about your competitors, not the online retail stores. That's important too. But what I'm talking about is the actual brand names for which you'll be selling. Because if you find, let's just say 10 different brands and you're Googling all them and you're finding out everything you can, and you see that 2 of those brands have terrible reviews. People say things like, the product isn't what I expected. People say things like, it arrived damaged. And you see a trend like this, well, guess what? You do not want to sell for those brands. And if those brands make up the majority of the niche you're researching, then you want to move on to another niche. Because again, what we're trying to do here when we build dropship stores using my dropship lifestyle system is we're looking to get the most amount of results with the smallest amount of input. And if you choose a niche that's prone to high return rates and unhappy customers and complaints, you're not going to be having a business that's fun to run. You're going to have a business that you're going to dread checking your email every day. So avoid that up front. And again, if you pick the right niche, you can have more repeat customers because you'll have better quality products, and you could have less returns because you'll already check and know that the customers that are getting them are leaving positive reviews elsewhere online. Dropship secret number 5 is you need a demo store before you're contacting suppliers. A demo store will look just like your actual store will look like. It'll be the same URL, except you won't have any products actually for sale. So you'll make a logo, you'll upload your content pages like your About Us, privacy policy, shipping and returns, contact us, and you'll also upload a few demo products, so like generic stock images. And the reason you do this is because when you're contacting suppliers, they are going to need to see your website before they approve you, at least the good ones. Now, there's a lot of different types of suppliers. There's all different tiers. If you want to know more about that, go to dropshiplifestyle.com/webinar. Again, dropshiplifestyle.com/webinar, and you can see what these different tiers of suppliers are and how to get approved. But just know that if you call a supplier and you don't have a website and you just say, hey, I'm thinking about selling your products, who can I talk to? When they say, where are you calling from? And you say, well, nowhere, I just want to see if I could sell your stuff. They're going to hang up on you, or they're going to tell you, no, sorry, we're not interested in working together. So build the demo store first. It will reap all the rewards later on. Dropship secret number 6 is when you're contacting suppliers, you need to be professional and courteous and do not refer to yourself as a dropshipper. So building on the last secret, right? When you're reaching out to these suppliers, dropshipping has a negative connotation associated with it because there's so many people that get into this business because they think they're gonna like get rich quick. And suppliers know, like people will call them and they'll not want anything besides the opportunity to try to make $1 million in the next 2 months without doing any work. And obviously these suppliers, that's not what they care about. They want you to sell their products. They want you to bring in all the sales you can. But more importantly, they want you to take care of the customers, because when you are an authorized retailer and you're selling other people's stuff, you basically act as their second voice. So if you give a customer a bad experience, it will reflect on your supplier. So when you're reaching out to suppliers, make sure you come across as professional, make sure your website's built. Don't just say, hey, do you drop ship products? Instead, say, hey, I'm calling from mystore.com. I would love to speak to the person in charge of opening online retail accounts, and take it from there. Be professional. If you're not, you have no chance of working with the suppliers that you can actually make money with. Dropship secret number 7 is, instead of just increasing how many buyers you have on your website, you can increase how frequently they buy from you. So we do a lot of things that I call lead value optimization. Again, dropshiplifestyle.com/webinar. You can learn more about that. Or if you want to get the book, it still is available at dropshipsecrets.com. Both amazing resources. I think you should get both, obviously. But in Dropship Lifestyle, my coaching program, I go deep into lead value optimization and how you can take a normal visitor and make them worth 20 or 30 or 40% more than they would be if they just came to your store and bought. So we do this through all different things: upselling, cross-selling, downselling. We make affiliate offers. We promote information products. We have intangible upsells. So there's a whole laundry list of things we do. But again, they can, on average, increase your lead value by 30%, which means even if you have a store right now and you're making X amount of sales, you don't just need more customers. Again, I can show you how to turn your customers into 30 or 40% more revenue every single month. That's lead value optimization. It's huge. The reason I think people don't do it as much as they should is because they're making money anyway and they're happy. But listen, why not make more? Especially as things get more competitive, you want an edge, and lead value optimization, everything I teach in Dropship Lifestyle, gives you a massive advantage over the majority of your competitors. Dropship secret number 8 is you do not need all the traffic in the world. You just need the right traffic. You know, I do coaching calls every month with my Dropship Lifestyle community. They're small group calls, and people will say, hey, Anton, I had 1,000 visitors last month and, you know, I've got 1 sale. What's going on? And like, that's obviously a terrible conversion rate, right? You have 1,000 visitors, 1 person buys, that's what, 0.01? That's not what you want. You want like 2.5. So my first question to them is, well, who are the 1,000 people, right? Or who are the 10,000 or the 100,000? It doesn't matter how much traffic it is. It matters who those people are. Because if you have targeted traffic, if you're getting people that actually want your stuff to hit your website, there's no reason why you shouldn't be converting at 2.5% or higher. That means for every 100 people that visit, 2.5 of them place orders. Don't know how that's possible, but that's how math works. So yeah, a lot of things that we focus on to make sure our traffic is the best traffic is using different ad campaigns that only appear when people are searching for the exact thing that we're selling. Of course, if somebody searches for, let's just say, I'm at a stand-up desk right now, so if somebody searched for fully bamboo 72-inch contoured top stand-up desk and I sold that, and that person searched and they saw my ad and they clicked it, guess what? That's a really good lead, right? So that's the type of traffic you want. On the other hand, if somebody just searched desk and then I appeared, what are the chances, even if that person clicked my ad, that they would buy, right? So it's more about, again, we're trying to optimize everywhere in our businesses, and it's trying to get the most value from what we do. And to do that with traffic, it's about trying to get the highest quality traffic that you can get, because they're most likely to buy. So, you know, how much traffic you get to your website every month, that's like an ego thing. That's a number, like a vanity metric. It doesn't matter. What matters is, who are those people? What type of traffic are they? And are they the type that are going to buy from you? Dropship secret number 9 is, if you're smart with how you set up your ads, it won't break the bank and you can actually get a lot of sales very early on. Of course, can't make any income claims, so there's my disclaimer. But what I will say is if you have even the smallest of ad budgets, let's just say you want to get started with the $100 free credit that Google Ads gives you, well, you can use that to get these super targeted searches and have these people find you. Now, listen, when these people find you, right, and they search for, again, the exact search term of the stand-up desk, for example, let's say they go to your website and they don't buy, because that's going to happen the majority of the time, no matter how good we're doing. So they leave. And then what I would recommend is maybe taking 15 to 20% of your budget. So if it was $100, 15 to 20 extra dollars that you put into Facebook remarketing campaigns. So at this point, you have $100 free from Google. You have $15 to $20 that you invested into traffic, into Facebook ads for remarketing. And with that, there's no reason why you shouldn't get at least one high ticket sale that should net you at least $300. So very, very easy to get big returns early on. And the reason is because what we're trying to do is not this broad game. Like I mentioned before, if somebody searched desk, then guess what? I would need a big ad budget to spend and get so many clicks before somebody would convert. But because we're going for these super targeted search terms, you don't need all the traffic in the world and you don't need a huge ad budget. If you set it up right, again, you could be profitable from very, very early on. And most people that visit your site, if they're going to buy, they'll typically buy within 2 to 3 days. So there's not some huge wait period. And finally, dropship secret number 10 is the average profit margin with our stores is about 25%. And that's net profit, because people always, again, show these screenshots of, oh, I did $100,000 in sales a month, which is great. You know, no, not knocking anybody that does that, but just know that that is top line revenue, right? That's the total number that comes in. And from there, when you subtract expenses like product cost, shipping, ads, merchant fees, Shopify fees, app fees, whatever else it is, if you follow the dropship lifestyle system, you can again expect to average about 25%. So if you do $100,000 in sales a month, you can expect to keep about $25,000, which is amazing, right? That's great. And of course you could scale from there and go back from there. But the reason our margins are what they are, because you might have heard that, you know, I tried drop shipping and I was only making 15%, or I tried and I was only making, 12%, whatever. And that you could do that too, because the beauty of this business model is you control your expenses. You control what you pay for ads. You control, how many apps you use. You control what people you hire and what VAs you have and what the salaries are. So it's really up to you for how much money you want to spend. And if you're not good with ads, if you don't have a system to follow, then you could lose money. You could spend $1 million on ads that go for keywords like desk, and you could never be profitable because those people aren't ready to buy. So if you do this right, if you follow a proven system, if you actually follow what I teach for ads and you treat this like a real business, you could do what we do and average about 25% net on sales. Again, that's not a given. It's not just going to happen, but it will if you're one of the better drop shippers. And to do that, again, you need to be good with ads because that's going to be the bulk of your expenses. So guys, hope you found that valuable. That was 10 different secrets from this book, which has a lot more. It is 143 pages full of lessons I've learned over my past decade plus in this business. If you want the book, go to dropshipsecrets.com. You can get it there. It's really like a great starting point. I wrote it for everybody that's interested in my coaching program, which is Dropship Lifestyle, which typically sells between like $3,000 and $5,000. I wrote this for the people that are like, you know what, maybe I can't afford that right now, or maybe I'm not sure about it. And I want this to be a way that, like, obviously I can't cover everything I cover in the coaching program, but I want this to be a way for you to read it, for you to internalize these concepts, for you to put it into action, and for you to build a real business. Because again, in my opinion, if you want more freedom in your life, entrepreneurship is the way to get there, and my method at Dropship Lifestyle is the best system I've ever seen for creating real wealth online through a lifestyle business. So again, you can get the book at dropshipsecrets.com. If you're watching this and you're already a member of my coaching program, I still think you should get the book because it's a great additional resource, something you can keep on your desk, and something that'll probably open your eyes to some concepts maybe you glanced over or never originally, took in enough. So check it out, guys, dropshipsecrets.com. Thank you for watching this episode of Dropship Weekly. As always, if you got value, please leave a comment below. Let me know. And if you're not subscribed yet, click that button, and I will see you guys in next week's episode of Dropship Weekly. Thank you.